Kingstonian's first home league game of the season, a 4-0 defeat here against Worthing. Hayden, a pretty disappointing afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely right. There's no question of that. We give our congratulations to Worthing, who were very worthy winners. Clearly a very good team, and I think a fair result.
What went wrong for Kingstonian this afternoon?
Well, you know, football is football, and you can't concede goals of that nature. I want to be careful what I say, because I don't want to take any credit away from Worthing, who were worthy winners, there's no doubt. But you know, the goals are avoidable. The goals were soft. If you look at Kingstonian last year, I think Kingstonian had the third best defensive record in the league, and we are a long way off it at the moment. There's no question of that. And I could make excuses. I don't want to make excuses. I will accept the responsibility for the performance and for the result, but I will say very clearly that we had a lot of plaudits last season. Everybody enjoyed the work, and everybody must trust me now, because if people think I know what I'm doing, and people may not at the moment, but if people want to trust me, then this is when I show my experience in my 20 years as a football manager to work hard and change things around. And the beauty of it at the moment is that whilst the start of the season is hugely disappointing, it is only the start of the season.
You mentioned the defence. It's 9 goals conceded in our 2 league games. Is it problems with the back four, or is it the whole team as a whole that you're looking at when you think about that?
Well, I think you have to start with the back players, albeit I think it's unfair to exclusively blame the back players. But you know, we knew Worthing would be a good opponent. We knew it would be a very, very difficult start to the season. And it's easy for me to really criticise our players, but we've got to remember there's 2 teams on the pitch. And Worthing are a very good team. There's no question it was a very good team. But it really is a question of, despite Worthing being very good, you can't defend that badly. You know, if you look at the goals, the one area that you wouldn't be that concerned about Worthing is from set plays, for example, because Worthing are a very good footballing team, but they're not the most physical team. They're not a team that are renowned to score goals from set plays and corners. And in the first goal, the first header, we didn't clear our lines properly. And you know, whereas last season I would expect us to pounce on the second ball and clear the lines, the goal is avoidable because somehow he manages to get an unopposed shot off in the 18-yard box. So you know, that's our own fault, and I have to look at the way we set up from corners. I clearly have to look at the way we need to change things, and perhaps from my part, you know, I need to make it a little bit easier for the players at the moment, because clearly what you've seen today is, despite the fact in football you can talk yourself into a crisis, you talk yourself into a drama, you know, there's only 2 league games that have been played. So it's not a crisis, it's not a drama, but nonetheless it is something that needs to be halted, and I want to support the players, and we've all decided that we need to work. The only way to deal with this is work. We need to lick our wounds. We need to be together. But there's no point feeling sorry for yourself. So we need to put in the extra hours into the training ground to correct what's ever going wrong. And the first thing is, we've got to be more difficult to beat. So there was periods in the game when I thought that we did okay, but you can't have a control of the game and then give away a control of the game because the goals are so easy. That's the first rule of football.
At the other end of the pitch, we haven't really created anything of note today either.
No, we didn't. that's a fair comment. I don't remember.
We've had basically 2 shots from 20, 25 yards.
Yeah,
I think,
it's true. It's true. I don't remember the Worthing goalkeeper making a save. I think that the referee makes a mistake in not giving us a penalty.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to understand that that is a game changer when you've had a couple of defeats.
Yeah.
I think the sending off, I think the referee bowed to the pressure of Worthing, even though Gus has to take responsibility. We spoke at half-time to Gus, I spoke to Omar, in not giving the referee a chance to make a decision like that. And he did. And when you wear the armband, that comes with a responsibility. And, you know what, we're entitled to feel a little let down by that decision.
The decision from the ref, or the decision from Gus to give him the opportunity?
The decision from Gus.
In terms of just the team we had today, new face Dominic Vose in the team today. That might not be how his name's pronounced. What led you to bringing him in, and what do you think he brings to the team?
Well, I think that you said it yourself, that we didn't create, we've not been creating chances as fluently as we have been. And Dom is a very creative player. And playing as the 10, he'll give us that that ability to really unlock teams. And I thought we showed glimpses of that today. There's clearly there's a player of great ability in there. We need to work a little bit on his physical condition, even though he's been around us for a few weeks in training. So I think that there's another good player coming to the ranks. But as I say, I think rather than look at individuals, I think it's better to look at the collective. And the collective is that in a difficult start to the season, we haven't come close to the levels that as a team we expect to deliver for this club. So we all take responsibility for that. I take the biggest responsibility for that. And everybody just has to trust me and trust the dressing room that we're not walking away blinkered, we're not making excuses. We're only focused on a big game on Wednesday, which we will look to win. And to remind everybody, as disappointing as the season start is, it was always going to be a difficult start. We've not been right, we've been punished by good teams, but there are only 2 games played in the league. And that is the biggest reminder. So it's nothing that can't be addressed and corrected very quickly.
I mean, looking ahead to Wednesday and beyond, there are a few changes in the team today, a couple of players not in the team, not involved. What can you tell us about kind of injury updates and the decision just for the team you picked today?
Well, Simon Cooper wasn't fit and Cadell wasn't fit. And so...
Are they likely to be back for Wednesday?
I hope so. They were both a little bit touch and go. Cadell has a problem with his glute, he's attached to his hamstring. Simon, if you recall, come off the pitch at Horsham with a hamstring. And, you know, I want them to play. We need them to play. They want to play. But you run the risk if they play, you can miss them for 6 weeks to 2 months, because at the moment it's a tweak of the hamstring, it's a slight pull of the hamstring. But if that becomes a tear, then influential players that we need, you're going to miss for 6 weeks. So with the amount of games coming up, we made a decision collectively, myself and the players, that it was better not to play. With regard to Tom Kavanagh, that was just a tactical decision today to change 1 or 2 areas of the midfield.
Well,
and I beg your pardon. And Corey up front, of course, played against Horsham. He didn't play today. Corey pulled up in training on Thursday. And whilst that injury is not a serious muscular injury, if he had started the game today and probably played more than a 20-minute window, then I think that again we're in danger of losing him for Wednesday night on a more long-term basis.
Okay, well, on to Wednesday. We'll see you then.